Well, hello there. Welcome to Take a Break with Breeda. Come on in, there's plenty of room. I've got chairs, it's comfy, and I'm so delighted to see you today. So this was a pretty good week, I have to say. I got a few things accomplished that were on my to-do list that I can now put them in my ta-da list, which, I look for cheap thrills wherever I can get them, okay? But on Wednesday, Jim and I took a little day trip, and basically it was me taking my own advice. I have just been going and working and creating and thinking and just kind of feeling a little bit overwhelmed with trying to do all the things that I want to do during this pandemic, during this time of great stress and anxiety, and feeling exhausted and realizing I need to take a break. We really haven't left our bubble since March. And so to take a little road trip for a day was mentally a big decision. But here's what happened, and I want to tell you a little story that I think might help it make more sense about how powerful it really was. So my thinking is that I think we need to choose, let's be realistic, let's say one day a month. Ideally, if we could do it one day a week, wouldn't that be lovely? I don't know that can happen. So let's say one day a month. I'm going to decide, I have decided that I'm going to either do something or do nothing. How's that? And what happened on Wednesday was we did something so that we could do nothing. And it was so restorative. I really felt recharged, and it was wonderful. So let's step into the Wayback Machine for this little story that I want to share with you. Quite a few years ago, I was looking to change careers. And there was an organization, a nonprofit, that was very near and dear to my heart. I loved their mission. I loved their work, and I felt I could really contribute. And so I applied for a position within the organization, and it went well. I went through a series of interviews, and right near decision time, it was down to 2 people. I felt good. I thought, yes, this is the right time, the right thing. They're going to pick me. I just knew it. And so as part of my mindset on this, I said to Jim, you know what? And this was about a week before they were bringing the decision out, making the announcement. I said, why don't we make a little, take a day off and just go to the beach in West Michigan and just enjoy ourselves and have a nice meal out. Wouldn't that be great? And he agreed. He's so good. He agrees to most things, which is wonderful. Anyway, the days passed, and we had the date set for a Tuesday to go on this trip. And Monday afternoon, late Monday afternoon, like 5 p.m., I got the phone call. And when you get a call late in the day about a job you are really hoping to get, it's usually not the good answer that you're looking for. Anyway, they had gone in a different direction and chosen the other person. And I was so disappointed. I was crushed. I thought, oh no, this is wrong. And I felt so bummed and sad and frustrated. And all the things that you feel when you don't get something that you had your heart set on. So Jim asked me, well, should we cancel our little road trip, the day at the beach, because you're really in a funk and, maybe it's not a good time. And then I thought, let's just go anyway. At least we'll be on the beach. At least it will be lovely for a day, and maybe I can clear my head. Who knows? I was not in good form. So we packed up the car. We headed out west. It's about a 2.5-hour drive. We found a spot on the beach. It was in May, so it was not very crowded. And we just chilled out, looked at a book. I looked at the water a lot. I felt the waves lapping on my toes. It was too cold to go swimming, which I probably wouldn't do anyway. But anyway, we spent, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours there, had a nice lunch. There was a beach restaurant, and drove home. We drove home the long way. And when we got home, I don't know, I guess I just felt different. I felt settled. I accepted that, this was not the right thing for me, and something else would come along. I didn't know when, I didn't know where, and I wished the person who got the job well. I certainly wished the nonprofit organization well, because and to this day, I adore them, and I adore the work they do. So I had my little pity party, and I was fine. And really, I attribute it to that day of solitude, of focus, of giving myself the opportunity to grieve what might have been, what I hoped for, and then opening my space in my head to say, okay, let it go. Move forward. Don't waste time and energy on something that just wasn't meant to be. And then about 3 weeks later, I get an email out of the blue from a client that I had worked with for years, who said, surprisingly, an opportunity had opened up within her organization, and she was wondering if I might be interested in considering being part of her team. Well, let me just say, this job was way better than the one that I lost. The compensation was better, the opportunities were better, the organization was fantastic, and I adored this woman who reached out to me. And it was a big organization, so it took a long time for the wheels to turn, but I got the job, and I was there for a long time, and it was a great experience. And so, in hindsight, aren't we all so smart? But I realized that it was not meant to be. And I'm just grateful that I didn't waste a whole lot of time and energy feeling sad and down and disappointed. And you can't always do that. But if you have an opportunity to take a break, a physical break, go somewhere, go for a drive, go sit in a park. And if you can find a beach, the best. But see what you can do to help your mindset recover from losses, whether they are financial losses, whether they are a loss of an opportunity. Losses of loved ones is certainly a different mindset, a different level of grief and loss, and I'm certainly not comparing those two. But anyway, on Wednesday, when we spent the whole day chilling at the beach, doing a whole lot of nothing, I came back really feeling good, feeling refreshed. It's just such a calming experience to do that, and it was such a luxury. So it wasn't expensive. I don't mean a luxury in that way. I mean, we paid to park. It was a public beach. We packed a picnic with BLTs with our delicious homegrown tomatoes that I still think is a total miracle. My first ones. And we bought some ice cream at a really cool little ice cream shop there on the beach. It wasn't crowded. There were plenty of distance between our blanket and other people who were on the beach. So midweek is really a good thing to do if you're going to go. But I felt better. It was wonderful. And the bonus was we stopped at a farm stand on the way home and got a big box of Michigan blueberries. So now I have the pressure of what to do with all those blueberries. I know. I'll be freezing. Maybe some baking. Who knows? No pies. Don't worry. Anyway, so there's just a lot of good that can come from being proactive, making decisions, making your life. And if you have that luxury of time, if you have that luxury of being able to take a break for a whole day, just do it. You don't have to make it expensive. You don't have to make it fancy. You don't have to make it complicated. And it's way better. The simpler, the better. So that's just an idea on this August morning to take a break before you break. The benefits may last years. And you just never know how soothing and healing taking that break will be, and that will allow you to be your best self. This is Breeda Miller. This has been Take a Break Before You Break. I'll see you soon.